Hey everyone, Kai Morgan here, and oh wait, hold on a second. That's not right. Hey bros, it's PewDiePie. Wait a second, hold on. No. That's not it either. Give me a second. Welcome back with Bino Mac. Yeah, that's it. Welcome back, folks, with Bino Mac today, where we are going to do the side mode of Tekken 4, and that is the Tekken Force. This is returning from Tekken 3, however, it's a bit more updated, as you can see. I believe in the third game they were just using like pre-rendered backgrounds or whatever. Like, it was just kind of, it looked like poop, I'll be honest with you. But now we're fighting in fully 3D areas. It looks like we're kind of fighting in the air, you know, fighting in Dino Crisis. But yeah, the cool thing about this mode is they are all based off of real arenas in the game. For example, this is clearly modeled after the laboratory, and I always kind of like imagined that this is the area in which Jin kind of got jumped in his story mode. If you haven't watched me play, you know it's Jin, by the way. You know, that's the just about the canon storyline for the most part in this game, his arcade playthrough. And, you know, to avoid any more spoilers, I'd advise you go watch me go kick some fat butt as Jin. But besides that, we're not doing that today. No. What we're doing today is we're doing some good old-fashioned Tekken Force, and this is back in the day when games also allowed you to have more than just, you know, the base content. And, you know, Tekken is a series in which, you know, just the fighting itself is so good. You know, I understand, you know, you don't need all these fancy gimmicks and side modes and whatnot in the modern day. I mean, it'd be nice, you know. And I'm sure if the creator, you know, if he wanted to, or not if he wanted to, if he could, I mean, game development's so expensive these days, you know, I'm sure he'd put in those classic modes like the Tekken Bowl, and you know, some more Tekken Force, or probably a variation of it, because this mode has evolved a lot over the years. Eventually this stuff became, you know, a beat 'em up style mode. Eventually became the story mode of Tekken 6. And, you know, I gotta say, scenario campaign, not my favorite. However, I think it's one of those things in which I commend them for trying something a little bit different, something new. It's the game. Tekken 6 is the game that kind of started the weird trend of like arcade mode or story mode, is what it really is called by this time. It's like the trend that started where like the actual story mode doesn't really mean much. For some reason, like they have it like in Tekken 6, they have like arcade mode and stuff like that, but you'll go through it and it's just kind of like fight after fight after fight. But then like they'll still have you do the same exact mode, but for whatever reason you have to do it inside the scenario campaign. Like, it doesn't make much sense. Like, I don't understand what the creator of the series, like, he always like puts like story mode and arcade mode. He always separates a regular arcade mode between the story battles in his games, and they're like the same thing, really. So I've never really understood why that's always the case. Time Attack, I 100% understand, but like, even in this game, you have story mode and you have arcade. Arcade is literally the same exact thing, just without the prologues and the epilogues. I don't know. I'm sure somebody who's like insanely into this series, you know, a little bit more than me, could probably tell me what the real difference is between like arcade mode and you know, story mode is, and why they're separate inclusions and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure in arcade mode it's always 8 battles, where we've seen in story mode we've seen sometimes we get like 9 battles or 9 stages. For a few characters like Jin and Kazuya, obviously it's you know, it's like there's technically skipping a fight anyway, so it's only 8. But I don't know, it's just always been something that's bothered me a little bit in the Tekken series as a whole. I never really understood it. But level 1's always easy, so I'll be honest, I'm not the best at this game mode, as you're going to see, no doubt. But this is another cool one. This is based off of the jungle level and whatnot. What's interesting here is I'm trying to think. No, this isn't the same song, is it? I can't remember. I believe it is. But I know in the laboratory, like that, obviously didn't have the same song for whatever reason. Probably didn't. It obviously doesn't really fit the vibe of the Tekken Force mode, which, alright, that's cool. But yeah, I think all the other stages have, you know, their proper themes and whatnot. What is strange though is we'll get to it. You'll be able to see once we get to it. But the third stage, I don't think is actually based off of any arena in this game, which is interesting. So I don't know what that deal is. To unlock the Hanmaru or whatever it's called or how it's pronounced stage, you actually have to beat Tekken Force once. I don't think this is a mode that has like difficulties placed in it, so if you're not good at it, then you're kind of screwed. But you know, I can usually beat things on my first try, but once I get to the boss battles, it's usually because they rush you. You know, like we fought Combat a second ago, and you know, you seen it was like a one-on-one, right? That is not going to be the case for any of the rest of these boss fights, and that's really, and once you lose the boss fight, you gotta go all the way back to the beginning. But hopefully we're gonna be able to avoid that. And you know, even if I do, I mean, I'll just cut it out. You're not gonna know that I lost, right? Right. So I don't want to hear any of your shit anyway. It's I think the cool thing about these modes though is they actually just adapt the full-on movesets of all the characters into this fighting mode. So I don't know. I have to wonder, like, is it something in which like this is still technically like they're just kind of camera changes for the most part, and that's why we're doing it here, and it's obviously like new areas designed for the fighting engine or whatever. Or, I mean, the Tekken Force, was it still the same exact fighting engine? Like, did they have to make any really big changes, I have to wonder? I don't know, I'm not a game designer, folks, so... It looks pretty much like you're just fighting in regular stages, just with different camera changes, obviously different HUDs and stuff like that, and a multitude of enemies. I mean, that obviously, I don't know if, like... Because I feel like if they, obviously the stages you fight in are much more detailed, and that's why there's no slowdown here, because it's... less detailed as fighting areas? I don't know. I'm sure there's some sort of magic at work to make sure the frame rate doesn't go down. But yeah, I think the majority of these characters are all just given like all fighting movesets from like other characters in the game. Which I don't know. I could have swore that like Lee doesn't have like that special kicks that that lady just had. But like I know there's characters, like as you can see, that dude's got like Steve Fox's fighting stance and all that other stuff. It's cool too. I think in the original Tekken Force, I think they named literally every single character. This one, not so much. But they do name quite a few of them. I think like the last level they name like each character individually. But I could be wrong. One of them's even host to an Easter egg. Damn, I'm getting my butt smacked. My cheeks are being clapped together. And I pretty much, I'll be honest, if I don't usually, there are times where I even lose boss fights at full health if I'm just getting jumped by too many people. So obviously we're going to want to try and, you know, obviously have our best chances of survival. We're going to have to, you know, go in there full health. I think that was an alternate path, by the way, if like I went and I turned and I broke down that area. I don't know where it leads, but I'm like 90% sure that was like an alternate path. But I didn't want to take my chances because I'm already having a lot of issues. Then again, there's people here in this mode that probably can probably not even get damaged once. I think also the AI reads how often you use certain moves, maybe, but that could also be, that's just my guess, because sometimes it feels like I'll try and go for punches and or whatever, and they'll automatically duck under it, and I get fucked, and other times they'll block my moves into oblivion, and if I try and just go for a quick punch, it's like they somehow keep hitting me with a move that's somehow faster than reaction than anyone should humanly be able to do. But that's why they're AI, they're evil. Remember folks, no AI is good. Even that waifu that you talk to, she's secretly plotting your downfall. It's actually sad that stuff like that exists, though. Which I'm not judging you or whatever, but it's actually sad that they have stuff like that, like the AI girlfriend and stuff like that, that takes advantage of women guys. But then again, it's worse that they have it for women. But I mean, to that credit, I mean, people they'll eat that stuff up and buy it, you know. But I think a lot of that stuff, because it's like I watched like a video on it, and apparently like since they use it for like the AI learns over time, apparently there's a lot of people that like legitimately, you know, try and be nice and talk to it like a normal person like intended, and then there's a lot of people that just kind of mess with the AI, so then eventually the AI just turns abusive or something like that. Ooh, panda. Or wait, no, I'm a guys, watch every episode. You should watch my Let's Plays just because to see what kind of like stupid thing I say or whatever. I don't know how, like I seen that was clearly Kuma, and I always, you know how it is, I'm always saying something stupid or out of left field. But yeah, I think it's because usually I always play in like the primary, the X button costumes, which I think are technically, for whatever reason, for some reason, even though X is the main button, triangle is like the button for your primary outfit. That's what I'm playing as now, and usually I always just press X on here. So I probably should have, because I did my playthrough in this outfit as Jin, played in the, you know, the hoodie and stuff like that. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. But either way, the main thing I'm trying to say is usually that boss is Panda for me, because that's like the secondary outfit for the Kuma character. And it's interesting. Holy shit! What the fuck was I supposed to do there? But yeah, Panda it's kind of cool because they're actually, even though they occupy the same slot and they have the same moves, of course, because they're both just bears. I always liked how they always made these characters have different stories. You know, Panda's the bodyguard of Xiao Yu, who's trying to, you know, sleep with Jin Kazama. That's kind of her whole dream, chasing her down. See, like if it was a dude or something who was, you know, I wouldn't even say it's really stalking. It's just trying to find him. You know, Jin Kazama and all these games. It probably wouldn't go down as well, but since it's an obsessed, you know, schoolgirl, Xiao Yu, you know, come on, she's the cutesy girl, you know. I'll promise not to speak in that voice again for the rest of this video anyway, but because it's her, you know, I think people forgive it a little bit, but who knows, maybe they'll even show her whole journey since, like, this game has been just to find Jin Kazama. And it, and like, you know, pretty much almost every other character in the series has found Jin except for her. So I mean, yeah, it's just like I said with the story stagnation. I mean, she just never really grows. She hasn't. It's been like 4 games at this point. I don't think she's found Jin yet. Maybe she has an 8. Like I said, I haven't watched the story of 8, so I'll have to be updated on that in the comments if anybody's interested in that. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of one of those plots that it can't really happen, because if she does find Jin, then what is she gonna do next? You know, she has no motivation, and I don't think they have the motivation to give her anything new to really have. So, but I mean, Panda's pretty cool. You know, she's Xiao Yu's bodyguard. She's always looking out for her and whatnot. You know, she's a pretty devoted pet. She's even had to endure some of Xiao Yu's wet dreams about Jin, so, and I'm not even joking in that about that. That's actually one of her endings. I forget if it's Tekken 6 or Tekken Tag 2. Maybe even be Tekken 6, or I mean Tekken 7. See, this is what I mean, guys. I'm always making blunder after blunder after blunder when it's just when it's just simple, you know, talking. But hey, that's who I am, fellas. But Kuma, I think, is funny too. Like, that's a joke character. Like, I don't mind if he has like joke endings every time and stuff like that. I think his rivalry with Paul is kind of cool, just because on Paul's side, because he can beat, you know, an actual effing bear. But he's mostly just Heihachi's pet. But something I do miss in Tekken is this was, I think, the last game. Once again, I think it was through the small roster, in which maybe Tekken 5, I can't think of, but it was one it was around the time when you could still kind of power scale characters, and you know, people who weren't the Mishimas were still really tough guys or tough fighters in general, and you could see them beating people. Like Paul, at this time, he was still, I mean, even in his story mode, they said it, Tekken 3, he went undefeated, and he beat Ogre himself. Like, people who, that's insane to hear, you know, if you're like a modern day Paul fan, because to you, he's just like the jackass that, you know, him and martial law, you know, accidentally kick each other in the nuts at the tournament stage or whatever to split the money, or, you know, he's breaking brick walls to fight aliens or stupid crap like that. But back in the day, you know, he was Kazuya's main rival. He beat Ogre. He just, apparently though, in this game, even though he was undefeated and beat Ogre, he just kind of walked away before Ogre turned into true Ogre, so he didn't technically win the tournament. That was, of course, Jin. But even if he lost, I mean, come on, that's impressive feats right there. But I mean, nowadays, I mean, I think they kind of just make fun of the facts that, you know, he's Paul. Like, I don't think he's anywhere, he's just a joke character through and through. Like, I don't think anybody's like ever going to expect to take Paul seriously to ever be an actual contender in a game anymore. But you know, there's other examples of characters like that. But once again, you could probably put that down to the small rosters. This is the worst part of the fucking game, though, or this game mode. Is like they're just kind of there to dodge you, and it's not like something like, oh, okay, like so they successfully dodged me like that. Like there are times like that in which I should have hit them and they didn't. And they're just literally there to waste your time. You know, back in the day, I can't count how many times I fucking just ran out of time because of these people and had to restart the level. Which, you know, I gotten pretty decent at catching them again. As you've seen, it took me only like 40 seconds to catch that guy. So I'm getting better with it. But yeah, this stage, this arena, I don't think it's ever actually based off of any of the stages. And it's pretty cool because, like, it's like, where the fuck are we right now, you know? Like, you're down this weird, like, hallway with all these columns and stuff like that, and torches, and it's pretty damn cool. I wonder if it was like something where it was based off of like a once canceled stage or something. And obviously, I think it would have probably had something to do with Kazuya. As you'll understand why, because he's the boss of this level. But I don't know. I've kind of trashed on the Tekken story a little bit. You know, this was once my favorite game story of all time around this era. But I have to wonder, what do you guys think of the Tekken story overall? And you know, in a comparison between old and new. I mean, do you think the newer games are much better stories than the older ones? Do you think the older ones are overrated? Do you think the story was too simple for your liking? I'm kind of curious on that, because if it was me, if it was me for Tekken 9, I would end the main story, like, literally just, like, end the entirety of the story and wrap it up for all the characters and give them solid endings, have maybe even some more deaths. I know Tekken's not really a series in which death happens often, like it's not Mortal Kombat, but they've killed, like, back in the day, they had the balls to kill off a lot of characters, but then again, some of those characters that were killed off were just immediately replaced by, like, the same character. Like, there's technically 2 Kumas, like, and I think the first and second game, it's actually Kuma's dad or Kuma's mom or something like that. Like, it's Kuma 1. I don't know I forget what gender it is in the original games, but then in like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, games like that, it's Kuma 2, and same with King. I think they have 2 Armor Kings as well. I think the second Armor King is the original Armor King's brother. You'll understand why there's 2 Armor Kings soon. That's probably going to be my last playthrough, actually. Another one is regular King. The original one, like, I think the original one died. I think he was killed by Ogre, because Ogre went and he killed, like, pretty much the majority of the deaths in the game series as a whole, because, what the hell's, because, you know, he was trying to steal everyone's powers and abilities and stuff like that. So, I mean, he, apparently, even, like, some that he didn't kill, like, apparently, I think Tekken 8 Jun is alive, when she was pretty much speculated to be dead at this point. But I think they need to wrap up the story, you know, finish off character arcs, you know, like, make it the final game between Yoshimitsu and Bryan, and have one of them get killed off. Bryan. You know, but, you know, they could finish up the story between Steve and his mom, Nina, you know, that whole arc, you know, just finish it. I don't know, I can't really say anything other than finish up the story and kind of, you know, maybe the next game maybe be a reboot or something like that, or go in a different direction, you know? Because once again, I mean, you can have characters return, just have them as non-canon. But I don't know, as far as the story goes, I mean, the game needs a new direction, and, you know, they said they were going to wrap up the Mishima storyline and all that other stuff. That was the big draw of Tekken 7, and, you know, they didn't. And now it looks like Heihachi is back and whatnot, but, you know, it's not a bad thing to have non-canon stories and stuff like that, or characters in the games. I mean, that's pretty much what the entirety of Tekken Tag is for a lot of characters. I mean, that freaking Tiger Jackson, for Christ's sakes. I think that's his name. And that's the legendary Dean Earwicker, guys. Believe it or not, that was apparently going to be Steve Fox's original beta name. And I'm not joking. Apparently, Dean Earwicker was going to be Steve Fox's original name. Imagine how well that would... Imagine the reaction to the character at that point. He wouldn't have stood a chance. Then again, I guess if the gameplay of the character is good, then maybe the name's not so important. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think that the Tekken story needs to kind of be wrapped up, or do you think you know, I'm just being over dramatic and stuff like that? Because, like, I'm saying, like, a full thing. Like, I mean, like, all the characters kind of have their stories wrapped up and stuff like that. And I don't mind, like, you know, something new happening with these characters. Like, I don't think they all have to die, and it has to be like, oh, yeah, you know, Jin's dead, and Kazuya's dead, and Heihachi's dead, and Lee's dead, and Ringena's dead, and all that other stuff. I mean, you gotta... I just wish they would change up the story, you know, take a little more risks in that aspect. But I think they also know that, yeah, you know, the gameplay is so good, you know, who gives a shit about the story? And I'm actually so glad I got all these eggs and healing items and stuff like that. Chicken. I always felt like the game was calling me a chicken whenever I picked that up. But I'd just love for these characters' storylines to get finished, you know? So that way we have a little bit of that closure, you know? And it's not just, well, you kind of lost track of what he was doing and moved on to something else, or he got sidetracked, or whatever. Because, you know, I mean, I could see in like 20 years Tekken 15 and it's still the same storyline. And, you know, I don't think anybody wants that. I think Mortal Kombat is kind of taking it too much in the opposite direction. But I think it'd be cool, too, if they actually did reboot the Tekken franchise. And I don't know, maybe they'd have to start with Tekken 3 or something like that. But once again, you could add non-canon characters. Like, yeah, technically Steve wasn't in the game. I think he was going to originally be in Tekken 3. But, you know, I don't think he made the cut or whatever, but I don't know, I think it'd be cool if they redid the story and kind of, you know, gave us, because it's 20 years, well over 20-year-old story. Jeez, it's almost 30? Maybe it is 30. Yeah, it's pretty damn close, honestly, if it isn't. Because if that was the case, I mean, they could just redo the story, kind of drive the narrative wherever they want to again. Which I think the biggest issue, though, that they would do with that would, so much for these guys. I think the biggest issue they'd have to face is, you know, obviously Jin and wouldn't be around, and he's kind of like the main character, the main protagonist of the whole series. Then again, I don't know. If you guys have anything to share, you know, share what you would do for the next story in the game. I would love to read some cool details with you, even if I don't agree with you, which I probably won't because I don't like agreeing with anybody, but but you know, I'd love to hear what you guys think the story should be heading, and you know, what certain characters should deal with and all this other stuff. Damn. Damn. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do when they kind of ambush you like this. And then they got those stupid flying stinking kicks. Ugh! Hit me with the trip! Hit me with the trip! Stupid flying kick! Okay, we finally got this guy. You're going down, Fi. Damn, this level's actually a lot longer than I remembered. I think another thing I hate about this game mode, though, is just I do not like the timer. And I know I said another thing, but the only thing I don't like about it really is the timer. Which, I mean, usually when you beat people, you have more than enough time and whatnot, but I mean, it's like, it's really needed. Because on one hand, I think the Tekken series with all its side modes, like survival and team battle, and it's kind of its ties to always wanting to be an arcade game and having the menus and the timer and stuff like that. The timer is the only thing I don't like. You know, why do I have to have a timer? You know, it's PS2 era, PS3 era, PS4 era. Why, unless if it's online, why the hell do I need a timer for my, you know, picking my character and my stage and stuff like that? I mean, come on. Especially for training, like, come on, dude. What the hell? I'm trying to see what area I'd like to play in. For goodness sakes, jeez Louise, these guys have an answer for everything. Alright, I guess they're just dead. Speaking of timers, though, I mean, I'm watching these guys, but I probably shouldn't be messing around. But yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it, because I think other than that, the arcade atmosphere and all that stuff, I think it kind of is something that helps give Tekken a big identity. I know that's something that all the competitive people don't really give a shit about and stuff like that. Me and the competitive scene, we ain't, I don't really have an issue with them or anything like that, but, you know, obviously we have completely different ideologies and things that we like about the games for different reasons and stuff like that. I'm a casual guy, so I like story, I like, you know, atmosphere, stuff like that, so I appreciate the arcade atmosphere of these games. Jesus Christ, what the hell is going on with this? Damn. These guys sometimes have an answer for everything. They block all my moves, even low attacks. Good lord. 16 seconds. Oh, thank goodness. It's John the Assassin. More like Punk the Assassin. Yeah, we got him. Trust me when I say I think I'm a lot funnier in real life than in this, but not much funnier. It's usually just stupid, dirty jokes or whatever. Come on, come on, the chicken, the chicken! 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 Oh. We got him. Alright. Okay, I think it's time. This is not Heihachi. At least the timer stopped for me, though. That was nice of them. But I'm hoping this is the last elite team that I have to deal with until, you know, Heihachi. I should probably be, like, sprinting up to that fucking chicken, but I'm kind of, like, surrounded at this point, so I'm gonna just kind of keep attacking and hoping for the best, and it's too late. It's too late. Annie the freaking executioner, folks. What is that? Leptum? Is that even a real name? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. End of the time. Millennia? Is that his name? I can't see because he's moving around too much. Millennia? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know you like those punches, those demon thrusts. Arcades. That dude's name was Arcades. Well, I'm at full health and I have the full timer, so I'll be honest, it's probably not the smartest idea, but oof. I am just gonna focus on attacking Heihachi because you. Oh, okay, maybe I don't have that choice now that I think about it. I was gonna say, because I mean, usually when you focus on just fighting the boss, the other assholes don't usually have much to say. Come on, come on, come on, come on! You know you want to get hurt. You know you want to get hurt. Holy shit! Come on, man! This is a long ass level. I don't want to restart it. Good chicken. All right, all right. I think we got him. But then again, I've thought that in the past. No, 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 no. No, 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 no! Stop doing that fucking spin kick. There we go. Well, folks, there you have it. First try. Honest to God, that was my first try doing this. Obviously, I've been in the past and stuff like that, but whew. That actually hurt them. But yeah, that I trust me when I say behind the computer monitor, I was sweating that. But I was able to successfully do this and complete the game. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to watch next week's episode where we continue the main arcade mode of the game. But above all else, please remember to have a nice day.